On today's Toy Spot, we're going to be looking at the Matty Collector exclusive, the DC Universe Justice League Unlimited, the fan collection figure of Clock King. Now, of all the figures that were going to come out from the Batman animated series line, the least likely, at least in my opinion, that we'd ever see was going to be a Clock King figure. I mean, certainly other obscure figures, you know, have come out in figure form, whether it be Mad Hatter, even Scarface did come out in a Batman animated series figure line. But Clock King really was the most obscure, least expecting figure that I would have pictured them ever coming out with. Yet, lo and behold, here we have him right here in figure form. Before we actually look at the figure, what we'll do is we'll look at the package, a standard packaging with the orangey, kind of orange-yellow card here. And down below we've got Clock King fan collection. What I think Mattel should do one day is do a fan vote. What they should do is put out all the figures that you probably will never ever see and let the fans vote on who they'd like to see as the next Justice League Unlimited figure. I certainly would vote on that, and you know, it gives the fans opportunities to pick some of the figures you probably would never ever see. I certainly have a handful of figures I wouldn't mind seeing in figure form. Down below, though, you can see Clock King and everything else. On the back, the other figures in this wave are Harley Quinn, we've got Scarecrow, we've got Bane, and of course we've got the Clock King. The read-up says, angered over a bureaucratic dismissal, Temple Fugit took on the guise of the Clock King to exact his revenge against the mayor of Gotham City. Recently, he was recruited by Amanda Waller to serve as the strategist for Project Cadmus, Strike Force Task Force X. I certainly remember him being in the Justice League Unlimited episode. That was very cool to see Clock King come back. And then down below, collect them all, which we have. Figure was not sold separately, unfortunately. If you bought the set from Matty Collector, it would have come in the already shown figure box here, and would have contained all 4 figures. Now, since sold out from Matty Collector, you could probably find these now individually on eBay. But unfortunately, they're a bit pricey now. But needless to say, that's package on the Clock King. What we'll do is we'll open this up and we'll get a better look at the figure. So stay tuned, guys. There's so much more to come. And here we have Clock King out of his package. I'm a bit disappointed with this figure, and I'll really tell you why. This figure doesn't really have anything to him that, to me, makes me think Clock King. He's missing the cane, the clock hand blade, I guess, that he carries. He's missing his boulder cap, or the hat that he wears. And most notably, he's missing the minute and hour hand marks on his glasses, which I thought was really cool in the animated series, which I think it was like 3 o'clock on his glasses. Yeah, of course this looks more like the Clock King featured in the Justice League episode Task Force X, which of course you remember where they invaded the Watchtower. Clock King didn't. He was basically the guy on the PA. Basically, he was telling them how much time they had, but that Clock King didn't have those marks on his glasses. He basically was this incarnation of Clock King. Which is fine, but the issue that I really have is if they're releasing this as a Matty Collector exclusive called the Gotham Villains, and you've given us a Harley Quinn, a Bane, and a Scarecrow, it really makes me then think, well, if that was the case, they really should have made him more of the Batman Adventures Clock King, or the Batman Animated Series Clock King, that had all those identifiable things to him. They should have really just called this Task Force X Clock King, and then maybe I don't know. I would hope they would re-release this figure with the extra accessories, the the hat, everything else, to make a true Clock King. Because really, on his own, while the face is nice, don't get me wrong, he's a bit underwhelming. He is a bit underwhelming. His assess in his way of his articulation. He has the articulated head. You can bend the arms out, and you can bend the legs out. Kind of looks like John Cleese in a bit of a way. But while I really like the Scarecrow, I really like the Harlequin. It was not bad, and the Bane was good. I would almost say this is the weaker of the bunch. Nice if you have like a Deadshot, Captain Boomerang. You can kind of put them together and have Task Force X. But again, if they were going to release this as a Gotham villain kind of theme, really they should have given us open hands with the cane that he has, the hands and the clock on his glasses, and then of course his hat, and then given it to us as a Clock King. Let's hope that they re-release this figure. There's probably really not much involved to it at all. Just re-release the figure with the hat, with the hands and everything else on the clock. I'm almost compelled to actually go in with a marker and put the lines of the clock hands on his glasses at least, and make it more of a Clock King. Very underwhelming figure though. I'm gonna have to give him probably about a 4.5. And he is nice, but I don't know. I just think he could have been a lot better. But that concludes a Toy Spot. Today we were looking at the Matty Collector exclusive, the Gotham Villains wave, I guess. And today we were looking at Clock King. Hope you guys enjoyed it though. Stay tuned for many more spots to come. There's much more in the future, videos, lots more to come. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.